I'm so behind on everything today. Ooh. Wait. Wait. BB cream. Let me put some BB cream on. Shit. So, some of you are gonna be familiar with parts of the story that I'm gonna be presenting today. Some of you never heard of it. Either or is fine. For those of you who have heard of it happening, there's gonna be more info today and other parts of the story. But those of you who haven't heard anything, all the context is gonna be here today. Don't worry. Whew, my God. Guys, I had to prepare so much shit yesterday for today because I have a board meeting today and we're starting preparations for the auction, and I'm supposed to prep all the documents for tracking and planning and doing all of that shit. Anyway, so yeah. Can you imagine I do all this? I add you for a while, and then I come back to see what's going on, and my mic is off or something. I thank you, Jay. What the heck? Don't tell me this is like the college closet incident and the culturally gay incident. Well, similar. I'm sorry, Jay. It's going to be outrageous, like outrageous for real. I don't know what to tell you. I also probably missed some Omar's messages. I'm so sorry, Omar, but I'm like literally so behind today. Don't know what's happening because I had to walk Pika and call to get her meds, and I had to get food. And finish prepping this presentation. Answer some stupid ass emails that I can't ignore. It's fucking insanity, honestly. Anyway. Whew, you guys. And it's still hot. Just in case you were wondering. Just in case you were curious. It's still hot as balls. Like, I genuinely just don't understand when will it end? I found out they are making movies elitist. Apparently you can only properly see the Odyssey in 40 theaters on Earth. The rest of them will crop the movie. Crop it how? How do you even... How did filming go yesterday? Filming went pretty good, I think. Unless I fucked something up and I haven't like noticed it yet, but I'm pretty sure it went okay. IMAX? Jesus fuck. Whatever. At this point, whatever. Anyway. Yeah, same. I'm so drained of energy because I've also spent a second outside. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't know. This is just so frustrating. I like hate everything for real, dude. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Let me think. Let me add it. Actually, add it in. Boom, 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 boom. Reset it, I guess. What the hell? Alright, okay. That didn't work. Let me do it again. uh, Screen capture and window capture. Keynote. Oh. Um. Okay. Finally. What are the topics? Well, there's technically 2 official ones. I haven't checked the drive today. If anyone added anything and I forgot to check. Oh my god, we have 2 more. Okay. Oh, slay. We'll have time for everything. Anyway. Sorry. Don't get too scared. Actually, you know what? I don't know if I can say that. Like, with a clean conscience. Oh, a sleigh. Okay, great. Okay, yeah, after the scary part. Um, Divas. So, the curtain horror story happened when I was in 2nd year of university. But I do want to say that the story itself starts in 1st year because I met that girl in 1st year. What should we name her for the sake of the story? Any ideas? Context, she's white from a small town in BC in Canada. What do you think would be? Megan? Bloom, I think, is too nice. Like, come on, let's not get our Bloom girl into this mess. Yeah, empty. But there are parts that I haven't told because it's also like a guy is involved. Whitey pants? Sadie. Mitzi. Okay, I see that Megan has been used twice, so we're going with Megan, right? Alright. So, once upon a time, this was 1st year of university, right? I was in class, okay? So, this was visual arts. I believe it was digital visual arts. And in this class, we had lecture time with our professor, and then we had lab time with this like assistant teacher. Maybe she was getting her master's or something like that. Regardless, wait, you can't see it well. Fuck. Now you can. So I met this girl because, well, in class, in lab time, He sat next to buccal fat surgery. Yes. What should we call him? Like a very pothead name. Lab. No, not lab. A pothead name. Clavicular. What are you doing? Is that clavicular? Larry? No, Larry is not pothead enough. It needs to be like Colton or something like that. Or Connor. Does that make sense? Also a white boy, okay? I don't think I have as outrageous of stories about people who aren't white Canadians, to be fucking honest with you, but I don't know why. Connor, okay, let's Shaggy. Right, but you know what? Shaggy doesn't have like it's too much baggage. We'll do Connor, okay? So Connor, he we were supposed to work in pairs. So Connor sat like came up to me and wanted to work together, right? So then this girl, Megan, this girl on the side, right? She came up and was like, "Oh, I want to work with you guys." Which listen, that's totally fine, but the problem was the fact that someone else didn't have a partner, but she was like, no, I'm just with them, that's it. Which is like, I don't think that's okay, whatever. Like, you know, whatever you want, diva, whatever. So we started working together, and I was kind of seeing that she's like really flirty with the guy. So I was like, oh, okay, now I get why she wanted to like be part of our group. It was really strange. Wait, I have notes. I asked my mom for pointers of what she remembers about this story because unfortunately I have horrible memory. So anyway, then I found out later on that she kind of studied half in the university that I was in and half in this like dance thing. And I was kind of, since I'm a Slav, you know, I thought that if she's a dancer, she's taking it seriously, right? Well, that's not the case. I guess in the West, you can just be like a contemporary dancer, work out, have like an okay physique, not even that fit, not even that like muscular or anything like that, and just like basically don't do anything else, and you're good. Like no one's gonna be like, okay, but you're not excelling at anything. Maybe you should be doing this or that, or like put like, you know, like pull it together kind of thing. In the West, if you have enough money, you could be saying that you're doing anything. Like you could say that you're a businessman, or that you are a teacher, or that you're a dancer. You don't have to be good at any of those things. You just basically have to have enough money to not like go on the streets. Do not end up on the streets if you're not making money with that thing that you say that you're doing, right? That's pretty normal for many people, it turned out. So she's like, God, dude, it's so fucking hot in here. Holy shit. I can barely think. So turns out, I like find out that she's also on some kind of grant or a scholarship in school. I was kind of confused because when we were talking, her grades from school, from high school and whatever, weren't that high. So I don't know how this happened. I don't know how. The thing is, you kind of also have to just know what is available and apply for things sometimes. Some universities take care of it for you, but some, it's basically like, if you know kind of thing, which I think is really shady, but it is kind of what it is. Or like she wasn't even trying to improve type of thing, or well, she went to this school, right, to this like dance academy thing, right? And I thought, okay, well, fine, like they're doing contemporary dance, which is a bit of a mess in most schools, because most schools are not serious when it comes to dance and stuff like that. But it is still possible to be in a program like that and be a very like good performer. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's possible. You could just not even be in the program and not even study, but be in a troupe that's very serious and still be good. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not, you don't have to be in school for it. But I thought that she was like, basically, she was never in dance growing up. So I was like, okay, so you're not in dance growing up, you didn't train, you were in this class. I went to their class, to their performance, and it was like interpretive dance. It was quite boring. I don't know, like, I don't know what the point is, genuinely. But I realized that just Canadians are just like that here. Like, it's just dance is not taken seriously. And I think that the most you could get is kind of like a very well trained person in terms of like good physique. Kind of like Tate McRae is probably the best you could get. Like, she's good technically, but she's obviously not going to be anywhere near properly trained people who are taking it as an art form instead of a performance, and that's it, right? There are different levels to it, right? Like, you can be, I'm judgmental when it comes to dance, I'm sorry, okay? Because it's just one of those things. You go to a performance here and everyone's out of sync. It's ridiculous. And that's like the ballet troupe of the province, and you're like, what the fuck, like, how did we end up here? Regardless, she's in dance half time she's like in uni in visual arts, I assume, right? I don't know if she declared her major by that point or not, but we meet because she wants to talk to this guy, I guess. I mean, the thing is, I did not clock that. It's just I was in the evening, my mom was asking how my day went, and I was like telling her about it, and she was like, oh, so that girl just like sat with you because she wanted to talk to this guy. And I was like, oh. And like, the thing is, I don't remember exactly what I told her because it was such a long time ago, but she was right based on context. It's just I completely missed it because, again, like, I just always assume that everyone operates similarly to me, which is kind of like how every person thinks about everyone. But it's just like, I don't know. I did not clock that, when I was in the moment. But then afterwards, I was like, oh, this is so obvious. How did I not fucking pick that up? And I'm going to tell you other stories where I did not understand what the fuck was going on. And to this day, it's like stories that my friends and my mom bring up to just laugh because it's like I'm so oblivious. Like, not a single thing was clocked. Anyway, so we're sitting in this class. She sits with us. We start talking, whatever. So this guy, he's kind of like a very typical Alberta guy type deal from a big city, like from Edmonton or Calgary kind of thing. By which I mean he is like conservative, but he won't say it to your face because he's not like one of those guys who are like working class. He's still just dilly-dallying in school and whatever, right? But he's definitely conservative. It's just like you have to know him just a little bit more than just a couple of words to pick that up. But at first I didn't pick it up, obviously, because like he just said like minimal amount of things, And also they do like to agree with you on everything, guys, until they like get close enough or whatever. They like to agree on absolutely everything. Anyway, so turns out she was living, and I was kind of surprised later on. Basically, we went to get coffee together with her, and I was surprised to find out that she has a boyfriend because that was like next week or so, and I started to, because my mom clocked it, I started to notice her like liking this guy. So I was kind of surprised when we went to get coffee that she was flirting, like straight up. She was flirting with that guy while she had a fucking boyfriend. I was just kind of confused by that again, because I'm like, I don't understand this type of shit in general. Now, it turned out that, yeah, she had a boyfriend. And not only that, it was like her high school sweetheart. They were living together and he was paying the rent. She was not paying the rent. Even though she had a grant and everything, her boyfriend was working in film as like a PA, right? Which is like it's good money only because they exploit you so much. They like literally give you like you can't if you've ever worked on a film set. I don't know if any of you have, but they kind of they pay you minimum wage or just slightly above minimum wage, but the reason why so many people still do it is because you basically get a fat check because you can work you most of the time you work at least 15 hours a day. Is that the most horrible thing ever? Yes. Do you still get a fat check so you could pay your rent if you're like a broke student and you can only work like physically be there for one day? Yes. So a lot of people still do it. He wasn't a student, but he was working in film. I think that he just wanted to work up his hours because you have to work 100 days as a PA to get into the union. Can you imagine? And to be just in the union. What is it called? I don't know. I think it is a union. Uh, fuck. It's like a guild. It's a guild. Oh, hi, Katie. Oh my God. Hi, Waverly. Everyone's here. What the heck? Hi, everybody. So this guy's working, like he's paying their rent. She is at school, literally bending the rules in class just so she can get to know this guy, right? Now, uh, it's kind of weird. Like this guy is definitely a fucking like definitely a flirt, definitely kind of I don't know, but he's also at the same time so confusing to me as a foreigner because he's so low effort about everything that I'm like not even picking up that he was kind of interested because I'm like if you would have been interested you would have asked me out. Like I don't understand, and like you wouldn't be like so nonchalant and whatever. Like I just don't understand this type of behavior. It's too foreign to me. Imagine working 1/3 of a year just for the club. For the club. Good night, Bacharach. Anyway, is he like a frat boy, F boy? No, he was a pothead F boy. So obviously, you know, it's like a Venn diagram. You could be a pothead fuckboy or a pothead, and you could be a frat boy, and you could be a fuck boy, and you could be fuck boy, frat boy, or fuck boy, pothead boy. You could be all three. This two different things. He was a pothead fuck boy. Okay, so she's like I'm kind of confused by all of her behavior. But the thing is, she's nice enough, and I'm still like what 19 or so when we met. I think I was kind of like, Lisa, don't be judgmental. I was like, you know, people are different. You have to just like let them be, whatever. To this day, I always get suspicious of people who I have this weird feeling from when I'm talking to them and they're kind of like disengaged in a weird way. Do you know those people who like don't make eye contact, but it's not awkward like it's not because they're too awkward to do it. You can see sometimes that someone is like a bit nervous to keep eye contact, but they are engaged in a conversation. And then there are people who are just like, it seems like they're either detached from the conversation or they're just dumb. And I think at first I was like, oh, she's just like one of those people who's kind of like absent-minded. She like thinks about whatever and like maybe she doesn't give a fuck, right? But at the end I realized she's just like a little stupid. It's okay. Some people are, and that's okay. It's not like you're not allowed to be stupid, but it's just what she is. It's okay. Anyway, avoiding eye contact but in a sus way. Yeah. One sec. Then, oh, anyway, so, um, then this guy, I still didn't know much about him. He seemed really sweet at first, right? So then we were texting because I was like, I think I was on campus and I told him, oh, we could meet up for coffee if you want to, right? Because he was like talking about something, whatever. And then he goes, oh, it's just like I have reached my, my budget for the week. Maybe you should come over. Um, and we could smoke or something. And first of all, I don't smoke. But second of all, also I'm European. I'm not a fan of weed as much, especially of the smell. I don't mind cigarettes at all. Like at all. And I know that it's the complete opposite for Americans and North Americans in general. Like it's kind of the opposite. Like you'll get more flack for smoking a cigarette here than weed, right? People are not going to be annoyed at the smell of weed as much, except for your parents maybe or whatever, than cigarettes. But in Europe, it's the opposite, right? So I'm kind of like, ugh, I don't want to be sitting in that skunk smell. Thank you very much. But like, no, thank you. And also, this is the vibe we're kind of talking about here. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I am. I'm literally 19 there. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I said. I was like, oh, you can't go for a coffee. You want me to come over to your fucking dorm room? Listen, if that's what you want to do, that's your prerogative. But for my life, I'm judging. Do you know what I mean? Um, I don't think so. I think this is just like it's a screenshot of a YouTube video of this guy being like, oh, being caught smoking weed or something. I don't know if it's Omegle or Omegle, whatever the fuck that is. Uh, the fact a lot of weed smokers also have nasty smelling places, Diva, get something to remove the smell at least. I know, because I'm like, doesn't the smell of weed make you high too? Yeah, I mean, not the smell of it, but the smoke, like if it hangs in the air, yeah, of course. I think, again, we just had different cultures. To him, maybe he thought it was cute. I don't know. I don't know. Clearly, I'm too much of a European bitch. Like, I can't understand this. I can't understand this, okay? And also, especially asking a girl to come over to your fucking dorm room, what is this? Like, what do you think this is? Genuinely. Whatever. Um, I'm annoyed. I'm like, I just seriously, I just respond to him being like, uh, no, Diva. I'm gonna go get myself a coffee like a normal person and sit in the sun with my little espresso and then I'll go home. Like, what do you think this is? Um, a lot of potheads literally spend their entire time hotboxing their cars. Yeah, and the thing is, again, if that's your cup of tea, you probably would have gotten this offer and been like, hell yeah, right? But clearly we're just like not compatible because to me that's like an insult. Like go fuck yourself actually. What the hell do you think this is? Regardless. I this is kind of like when I started to get annoyed by him, even though like we were friendly before and he was always kind of like he was definitely laying down moves or whatever, but I was like, this isn't it, brother. So I come to one of the classes. I don't remember when that was, okay? I'm just telling you stories kind of in a timeline, in a linear fashion. However, I don't remember how much time passes in between because the thing is, the story with Megan that happens when we lived together was probably the second half of second year of university. And what I'm telling you right now, this is literally first semester. So this is kind of like, one after the other. Anyway, so I come to class. We're sitting there. I find out his major is philosophy. Already, like, yuck. If a girl is studying philosophy, cool. If a guy is studying philosophy, I'm side eyeing you just because a lot of them are insufferable. Sorry to say. Sorry to say. Women who smoke are better than men who smoke. Well, yes, but that's true about everything. Um, anyway, philosophy bros, yes, but that's the thing that, like, philosophy is kind of thing that you dabble in all the time in university, whether you are in philosophy or not. But I was like, really, you're gonna go into a field where you have to use your brain for theoretical work? Like, are you sure? Brother, um sure, I don't know you that well, but you can, Diva, you can tell that you're not that sharp. You're not the sharpest tool in the shed. I think you need to rethink this. But what pisses me off that day when we were sitting together is that he's like sitting next to me, texting, or like not texting, messaging with one of his friends. Both of them are taking a gender studies class because first of all, I think it's like a requirement for the first years in their program. But second of all, they were like, oh, it's easy. We're going to get like easy A's or whatever the fuck, right? So he's sitting there showing me these memes that they're making with classical paintings that I assume they were like using in class. Uh, are the philosophy guys really that bad? I don't think I've met any, but at least it's interesting. I think, well, in most things, at least like 70% of the guys are going to be just insufferable. But philosophy, engineering, you know what? It's kind of funny because I would say that in like back home, engineering guys are just normal guys, like very normal. But engineering guys in North America, bigoted as fuck, like insufferable. So it's like it really depends, right? But regardless, um, he's sitting there making memes or whatever the fuck. I wish you guys, I remembered what the meme was exactly, but it was genuinely, there was no joke. It was kind of like bigotry, it was just like misogynistic, but in a way that doesn't even have a punchline. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like really crazy how a lot of guys who, like, not even guys, I guess just bigoted people, think that if they just say their bigoted opinion, it becomes a joke. And it's like, even if you're a bigoted little bitch, you still have to have a setup and a punchline. I don't know why nobody told you that jokes have a structure and like there's a point to them. You're supposed to subvert some expectation. You're supposed to do something with the rhythm of the way that you deliver it. It has to be funny. Even offensive jokes that people are always saying, I can't even tell this joke. No, the problem is that it's not even a joke. You know? The problem is also that it's bigoted, sure. But I just want to let you know that even if you would have been living in a world where that was okay, you would still not be funny. I don't know, like, it's like double loserdom. Do you know what I mean? Like, pick a struggle. Regardless, he's sitting there doing that, but he's like talking about his friend or whatever, right? And I'm like, why are you guys taking gender studies then? Like, you're clearly, like, that's, if that's your opinion, right? I was like, why why even take gender studies class? You're clearly not absorbing the information. You're just there for the sake of, I don't know, making fun of the field or something, which doesn't really make a lot of sense to me because the classes cost money. And the thing is, like, I straight up went for the money thing because I was like, I have to pay to be in these classes. I choose to take them because I think, like, I want to take them, right? Because I have to pay for this out of my own pocket. And yes, like, I'm borrowing money from the government to do it, like with the scholarship, not scholarship, what is it called? Um, Student assistance, something, whatever. Um, I'm paying for it with money that I'm gonna have to pay back. Clearly, like, it's something that I want to be taking. So why are you taking it? And he's like, oh, well, it's just gonna be good for the grade, whatever. And I'm like, right, and your friend too? Like, you both just like doing this? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. And who's paying for it exactly? Because before then, he told me that his friend is like, he mentioned that his mom, uh that I think that his dad, like, they divorced or something, and grew up with his mom or something like that. So I was like, so who's paying for it? He's like, um right. So I'm like, so I go, okay, so he's taking a gender studies class where he's making, instead of studying, he's making jokes and memes about women and women's rights, while his mommy is paying for his classes, his living expenses, a grown man. Um, he did not love that. So that was it for us. Because I made fun of him and his friend for being little bitches who have to rely on their mommies while they are misogynistic. What was I supposed to say? Like, you can't be this pathetic and not expect somebody to call it out. Come on. So, when before I thought he was a little cute, that all dissipated immediately. And I couldn't, like, I have a gift, you know? Whenever I dislike somebody, they just become so ugly to me, like physically. Even if I was attracted to them, I'm not attracted anymore. It is a gift. It is everything that anyone ever needs. It genuinely makes life so much easier because you don't have to be fighting against your own hormones or whatever the fuck, because your hormones are the ones that are kind of going, ooh, ooh, yuck. Anyway, love that you clocked him. Yeah, clocked and cocked him, actually. A lot of misogynistic men don't seem to remember their mom or sister when they're being misogynistic. I don't know how that even works. I don't either. Like, your entire world was women who were supporting, loving you, seeing you as a human, like, building you up. You've seen them up close, you've seen their struggle, you've seen what they've been through, you've seen how they've handled everything. And instead of having appreciation for them and therefore being able to understand that gender has nothing to do with people's human qualities, you grow up to be this loser. Like, how did that happen? Like, an asshole to your own people? Okay, sure, whatever. Regardless, later on, a year later, I was moving out of this apartment that I was living in. And not apartment, okay, it's an apartment, but it's like a basement unit in this building, this big mansion. And I have to tell you that story as well. Just like things that happened while I was there, because it was this old woman who, my last straw was when she showed up in the middle of the night when I was sleeping. She was living upstairs, and she was my landlord. And I like woke up with her just standing over me, staring at me. That's a story for another day. Because of her being this crazy, I had to move out as soon as possible. So I got an apartment with Megan. Megan and I, we were like, okay, friends. You know, in North American terms, we were friends. In Slavic terms, we were acquaintances that were on good terms. Like, we would go places, we would spend good time together, whatever, right? But I wouldn't, like, I would never rely on her. Like, I wouldn't call her if something was going wrong or whatever it is. Sister, I hope you were safe. I was, well, maybe not in the moment. I don't know. That lady, to this day, confuses the balls out of me. But regardless, we decide to move in together, right? And we find this place. She needs a place downtown. I need a place downtown because I wanted to start working and like work through the entire summer. Yeah, hovering over me while I was sleeping. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's breaking and entering. Just so you guys know, those of you who aren't aware, just because legally this place belongs to her does not mean that she can just walk into it if she's renting it out to somebody, right? But she did not give a fuck. It was like a whole thing. I'll tell you about it. She was so unreasonable, as you could probably guess based on that. But anyway, um, so I move in with Megan. We move into a one bedroom apartment. I know what you're thinking. Diva, how is that gonna work? You're so right, actually. But again, since I'm kind of used to people being normal about communal spaces and about being in a community, not being individualistic to the fucking extreme, right? I thought that our agreement would be okay. Because as you can see, this is like a diagram, all right? So we had this, you like enter, there's a little closet thing, not even little, it's kind of like a room, but without a window. And it's also like, it's a little smaller than like a queen size bed, right? So it's just a closet basically. There's a bathroom on the right, there's a kitchen, living space, there's a bedroom, which basically is kind of like makeshift type thing with walls put up here. It's really strange. Vancouver has apartments like that, where the bedroom is artificially kind of put in like this with walls, but then they put a window right here. I hope you can see my cursor. Let me know if you can't see it. But they basically put a window in between the bedroom and the den, which is like this kind of little nook that is used as an office usually. So they put a window in it so you can still have light in your bedroom, like natural lighting. And like obviously people who live alone, they don't really give a fuck that there's a window into their office because well, there's no one there usually if they are in the bedroom. Now, we moved in it on our lease, pretended to be a gay couple because you couldn't have moved into it if you needed two bedrooms or whatever. They were going to be like pissy about it, right? And we wanted to save money. It was a time when it was like just starting to get so bad, like the market was starting to get ridiculous, right? So we moved in, we were like, yes, we're so gay. Like yay, as if I would ever date that crazy lady. Actually, considering I moved in with her and I was friends with her, she wasn't my type. Anyway, so we move in. I put my queen size bed. And the thing is, I'm with Pika, by the way, just so you remember. I move in. I have to cover the pet deposit, obviously, because she doesn't have a pet. So I'm covering the pet deposit, which is either half the rent or the entirety of the rent. And we have to pay the last month of the rent ahead of time. And obviously half of the rent from each one of us. Now, my friend afterwards, like who found out about it, the one that I moved in with after this girl, she was so right when she told me, well, actually, you should have been paying a lot less than her. And I'm like, yeah, well, I didn't think about that because once again, Diva, don't ask me. I was 19, okay? Anyway, so, or like 20 at this point, whatever. My friends are telling me that the weather switch is crazy. What? Anyway. Okay, so in that apartment, we decided that since I have Pika and she needs a little bit more space to run around at night and whatever, I'm going to put my bed in the den. We're gonna put a curtain over the window so we don't have to be like seeing each other all the time whenever we don't want to be seeing each other, right? But my room is going to be the living space, okay? The living space. And the den where my bed is. So if someone comes over, they are not gonna be sitting on my bed or seeing my bed or anything like that. However, I like technically the living space is my space. Okay? So anyway, we move in. Her sister comes over to see the place and she goes, "Oh," she sees the window and she goes, "Oh, Megan, you do understand that like you can't be bringing anyone over here, right?" She goes, "Oh, well, we agreed on this and that or whatever, and I'm just gonna like maybe go over to their place if I want to see somebody or whatever the fuck, right?" Her sister is like, "I'm just saying you shouldn't be bringing anybody here." Because, well, by bringing anybody here, she meant like a guy. So I'm like, well, yes, because the thing is, to me, that's also, it seemed like it would be common sense, right? So we started living together, all that. She enter. Oh, actually, wait, let me explain one more thing. So this is my bed. It was literally taking up the entire space of that den. Like, the room was my bed. Okay? So the door was always open to my room because it's not a room. We agreed that the living room was supposed to be my room, okay? The curtain was right here. Her bed at the beginning was in this corner, okay? Enter freak. So his name was so dumb. And if she does, that would need to be a conversation. Exactly. So, his name, I really want to say his name just because it's so dumb. No, that's a different guy. Connor, the pothead, is gone. He's out of the picture. This dude, God, I like... I'm just gonna say his name. None of you gonna care to look it up or whatever. Actually, no, I won't. He had like this name that sounded kind of, again, I'm a foreigner, so to me, I don't know, it's like kind of like calling your kid like Mercedes or something like that, but it's also similar to an energy drink. His name, Nikita, is too normal to me, Diva. Kind of like a brand name, but it's also a drink. No, wait. Let's call him Red Bull. I know his name, not Gatorade, no. But let's call him Red Bull. So Red Bull comes in. He's like her new guy, whatever. So she starts bringing him over. Monster. No, but it's like it just has that vibe. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like a little trashy. Anyway, so actually, yeah, let's go with Monster. Monster, he starts staying with us, and the thing is, like, I know you guys are probably not familiar with with Vancouver geography or Vancouver area geography, so I'd say he's kind of like in a little town that's right next to Vancouver, because he goes to university there, right? Or not even university, maybe like a college or something. I don't know, Diva. Regardless, he lives there. So whenever he would come see her, which would be every other fucking day, he would stay for at least 3 days. At least. right? So it was already like grating, and I told her, I was like, dude, we agreed. This is such a small space. We agreed we're not going to bring anybody here. I don't bring people here. I don't keep them, in the living space all the time, or not even in the living space, but like here all the time. We have one bathroom, one bedroom. This is a very small apartment. We can't be doing that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not going to work like that. I know you did not just say he started staying over. Not just staying over, for days. I think I had like a huge fight with her because I told her multiple times, right? But then after a while, when it happened, me watching from Vancouver right now, Diva. Then you might have seen those apartments that have a window from the bedroom into the little den that's like an office type of thing. Anyway, you should have brought the local Corky. God, I wish I could have a local Corky. God damn, where are they? Where are they? Send them my way. God damn. But he would just like come, stay. The minimum was 3 days, and then after, like, I've told her multiple times about this. One time he stayed for 6 days, and on the 7th day we had a huge fight. I was like, you can't be fucking serious, And she started telling me, she was like, well, I also think that you should be like wiping down the crumbs after you do something or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I did that before you started to have your guy here who doesn't clean, doesn't throw garbage away. When you're with him, you also don't do any of that shit, right? I'm not gonna be a live-in cleaning lady for you. Because she was basically being like, can you be cleaning this and that and this? Because it's kind of dirty. And it's like, yeah, it's because you're not doing any of those things either. And because you're already inconveniencing me to such a degree, I'm not doing this either. And the thing is, she also would play music at night at like 2 a.m. in her bedroom, right? When they were together. And I'm like, trying to cover up noise, not successful, by the way. But also, Diva, I need to go to bed. I study. You're now full-time in this dance school. A dance school that no one in the actual dance world gives a fuck about. Because it's a Canadian dance school in fucking Vancouver. Be for real. Sorry. But let's be real. Like, if you want to take it seriously, at least go to fucking Europe, goddamn. Or New York. Diva. Whatever. So, Jay, what the hell? Megan was drinking that Red Bull while demanding Lisa to be their maid. Oh, hell no. Exactly. Yeah, my boyfriend's previous roommate was like that too. Her boyfriend basically lived there more than my boyfriend did, and he was always hogging the bathroom and not cleaning up after himself. Exactly. And it's like, I can't do it. You know what I mean? Like, I can't have your straight boyfriend around all the time. I'm going to lose my mind. Like, it's just too much. And there's also this thing with Westerners that they don't think it's like inappropriate for some reason. At least it's a very common here, that it's like something that they don't think is inappropriate is like having sex that other people in the house can hear. For some reason, it's like not a consideration for them when it comes to roommates. And I'm like, I just don't understand you people. Like, I have to have this conversation every single time. And every single time, they don't give a fuck. Every single time when someone new was moving in, when we were moving in together with a roommate, I would tell them, like, please, like, cut on that. I find it to be really disrespectful and rude. If that's not your vibe, that's okay. We don't have to live together, right? And also, another thing that I kind of started to really be a stickler for, two people not doing any chores, expecting you to clean up after them. Girl, be so for real. Exactly. So I was kind of like, again, it is quite like a big culture shock to me, because it's just like not, it's just not something that I'm used to usually with, like, and I think that, Southern Europeans have this type of shit too. I think that a lot of Europeans do as well, but like at least for Russians, we don't do that shit. Like it's considered to be very rude, and if people do that, it's considered so like so rude that like there's gonna be rumors about you. You know what I mean? Like you don't give a fuck about anybody else but yourself, kind of rumors. You know what I mean? So to me, that was wild. I was like, I just don't understand why you would want this to be the case. But the worst part is that it wasn't just this, because I started to notice that he would come over all the time, and I would want to give them time, so may chance they would give me peace without me having to hear the slapping of the skin every single night. Sorry to be so graphic. Anyway, so I would go with Pika on like a 2-hour walk. And I know they don't need 2 hours. But I just wanted to make sure that they have their time or whatever. That was me in the beginning, before he started to stay over for like 3 days at a time, 4 days at a time, 5 times. When he just started to stay over, and I told her, may chance don't have him over that many times. And we were still friendly, right? So she told me, yeah, like he's gonna, it's gonna be rare. Okay. So it's baffling. A lot of people even justify their sex noises with children. I'm sorry, but that's a no-no. Exactly. It's not that hard to just plan around it, diva. Like, it's really not that difficult to be considerate. It really isn't. And another thing that really the way you were considerate for their skin slapping needs to. Yeah, diva, because we moved in as friends. So I was still kind of trying to be accommodating or reasonable, I guess. I mean, I was honestly being too nice, but it's like I was still in the we're friends mode, And also I started to kind of feel like, I don't know, for example, she spilled something on her computer, and then she was really late to her class. So I flipped the computer over and I kind of cleaned it up or whatever so it doesn't break. And then her and her friends were talking about it, being like, what? She's so nice. Like, what? She actually did that for you or whatever. And I was like, I'm really creeped out by you people. That's just common sense. Even if she would have been a stranger, I would have flipped the computer so it doesn't seep into the computer. Obviously, I would do that for a friend. I just don't understand. That was very, very beginning when we just started living together. I was thinking that we were friends. Anyway, so then this whole thing is happening. She keeps on playing music at night. She keeps on doing this and that. I go for walks with Pika. I come back home, and it's like they're doing it on purpose. They are, I started to notice that they wait for me. When I'm leaving, they're starting a movie. I come back. They're still watching a movie. The door is still open the way that it was. And then as soon as I get into my bed to go to sleep, or I'm sitting down to work on my homework or something like that, studying, Pika, every time she hears The Weeknd and random applause, diva, I started to, you know what? Wait, actually, I have to. So this is what happened, just so you guys understand how ridiculous the situation was getting, okay? So I would come home. I started to get really, really angry at this situation, but I was so tired from school. I was full-time in school, and really tired from just the lack of when you don't have money as a student and you're just eating absolute bullshit, you don't have any energy, things like that, because you can't afford normal food. So this is what happened while all of that was going on. Her and him, they moved their bed from the other wall where it would make sense. They moved her bed all the way to the window and put it like horizontally, the side of the bed was entirely touching the window. So it was basically like if you remove the glass, it's like our bed is just continuing. Like they put it all the way to the wall. So now I didn't just hear it, I also could feel the fucking bumping. I need to take a lap around the room. I mean, so this is already finals time. So I'm getting, like, I don't have the energy to be fighting her. I've already told her multiple times I don't have the energy to be fighting either. So now every time I come home, they're there. I call my mom. I'm on the phone with my mom. If my mom is not picking up, I'm calling my brother. I'm on the phone with my brother because I was just so disturbed by that. And again, I'm just like 19, 20 years old. This is my first time living with someone else in the big city. I was living alone before then, and honestly, living alone was a lot better. But I just couldn't afford it anymore. So obviously I had to like live somewhere. And then that was the lineup, by the way. The first time I was living outside, like I was not living alone, I had a roommate, was that apartment where that lady was watching over me at night. And then the second one was this. And this was in like a one after the other. I lived with that old woman for 2 months, and then I moved in with this girl, and this was happening. All right? This is, I think it's sexual harassment, sorry to say, because you guys just wait. Just wait. Is this the story of Lisa and her roommate having loud sex? And see, Titi, please rephrase that. Oh my god, Spader, you're so right, actually. Titi's gonna come back like, no, I didn't mean it. He might have been getting off on it. Why the fuck else would they move it? Scary thought. Well, just wait for it, okay? So I would be calling my mom. I'd be calling my brother, and I'd be on the phone with them because I was just like, honestly, I just wanted to cry at that point. I was like so disturbed, and it was constant, and we already had even a fight about it, and it just wasn't stopping. And right before, like around this time, we had this like, no, in the sense that we had this like, we're basically had a big fight again where I told her I'm moving out. She's like, well, and how is that gonna work? We have a contract. I'm like, right, but you're making it impossible for me to live here. You do understand that, right? She's like, okay, well, you need to do this and that. And I'm like, I'm not doing anything while you're behaving this way. This is so crazy, because the thing is also because of him and her and how they were showering, they were also, yes, fucking in the shower, our shower. By the way, to this day, I think, just so you guys know, the etiquette is you shouldn't be having showers with your partner or having sex with your partner in the shower if the shower in question is shared with your roommate. If you have your own shower, you can do whatever you want. If you have your own bathroom and you have like a ensuite, both of you, do whatever the fuck you want. Do not do that when you're sharing that shower with your roommate. It's disrespectful. I don't care how hot you think it is. Have some sense. Have some sense. Have some fucking just a little bit of respect for people. And I just know they're not scrubbing that floor. Yeah. Did he not have a place of his own? He did. So listen to this. So we're having this fight. I'm telling her, I'm really fucking tired of this dude. Like, I genuinely like, and I tell her, I'm like, Megan, I'm tired of hearing every single detail of what you're doing in the bedroom. This is so close. It's too much. It's inappropriate. I do not want to be hearing every single slap and squish and squirt, okay? I don't want to be there for it, okay? I don't. Like, it's genuinely draining my soul. It's so uncomfortable, okay? Was she a white woman? Genuine question. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Listen, I don't know what's wrong with the Western white. Or maybe I'm not white enough. I don't understand. It's like, it's just so, like, so sucking. Like, everything, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Shared spaces are not spaces for that. Exactly. This just reminded me I had my dorm roommates fucking with their boyfriends on my bed twice. Oh, is that a thing now everywhere? God. Just thinking of the fact that, like, there's no escape. You can't just move somewhere else and, like, not have this disgusting shit. Like, because the thing is, it's just too much. Like, there are, boundaries. I don't understand why it's so hard to understand. It's not like someone's telling you not to fuck. Like, do whatever you want. Just don't do it on my turf. Don't do it with my stuff involved or with me involved. Thank you very much. Like, what the hell? Oh. Was it not this slurp slurp chvak chvak sounds? Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah. All this slapping and everything, I was like, God. And, like, the thing is, it got to a point where I would be talking to my mom and she would be hearing it. Okay? Yeah, exactly. Go to a fucking damn motel if you're that fucking down bad. But that's the thing. So, um, yeah, so basically, I'm on the phone. My mom can fucking hear it. At this point, I'm getting really angry. Like, whenever we talk about it, I'm making fun of their technique. At this point, you want me to be involved? I will be making fun of his rhythm. I'm getting on that mean shit, okay? I've got things to say. So when we were having that fight, I'm like, dude, why aren't you ever staying at his place? He has his own place too. She goes, well, he has roommates. And I'm like, and what am I to you? And she's genuinely, like, she's stumped. She's like, oh, I guess you are also my roommate. It's crazy. Did not see me as a human. I guess only male roommates count as human beings and as roommates. The girls that you live with, they're not roommates. They're not people. They're not to be accounted for. I literally told her, I was like, tell your jackrabbit to keep it the fuck down, and honestly, don't even stay here anymore. I'm moving out, right? So I'm trying to find a place. I'm trying to move out, but it's really hard for me to find money. Like, I'm broke as shit, and the problem is, she tells me, she's like, I'm keeping the deposits, and I'm like, what the fuck do you mean you're keeping the deposits? But that's the thing, that she had the money to, like, sue me, or do something like that, right? Like, to keep the money. I didn't have any money, so I was like, oh, I guess I'm just gonna have to lose $3,000. The money that I paid for the last month and the pet deposit. Almost 3,000. It was like 2,500 or something like that. So it is insane hit on my finances. Quite literally. Not him having that Reddit guy rhythm. Literally, wing, 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 wing. What is that song? Fucking Seabat or whatever. Anyway, so wait. TBF, one of those people was on a top bunk and was my close friend, so I forgave her fucking on my lower bunk. I think I would get so much more offended actually, because it's like I would never do that. I'm sorry. I just think they're like, God, I just don't like when people do that. It's just so, it's too much. It's too much. It's too like it's like you don't have any respect for them. I would get so offended, and I did get very very fucking offended. Anyway, so that pissed me off so much because she quite literally was like, "Oh, I guess you are a roommate." Okay, fuck yourself actually. Anyway, well, CBAT wasn't a thing back then. That was like, Diva, that was like almost, like it was not 9 years ago or something. Exactly, at that point, fuck on the floor. What do you mean on someone else's bed? Exactly. And is it that difficult? Is it that difficult? For the love of God. Like, just fuck on the floor. Good God. Whatever, whatever. So, So one night, me, my mom, and my brother are talking on the phone, and I'm telling them all about this again. I'm like, it was something outrageous again, where they started to get really, like, they started to get a, like, just, we just had this conversation, she doesn't give a fuck. She's just continuing this, right? So, what age were you guys? 20. Like, 19, 20. So, this guy, I think maybe 20, maybe I was 20, she maybe have been 19, I don't know, somewhere around that age. So, I was on the phone with my mom and my brother, and my brother is like, I think it's a thing for either her or him, because why would they move the bed this close? Why would they be so loud? Why would they continue it when you told them that you're uncomfortable? Why would they wait for you every single time? Like they quite literally wouldn't fuck when I was leaving to give them space and time. They would do it only when I would be back. And my brother was like, I think that's and I was like, no, that's just like, what? That's crazy. Because I was like, that's literally insane. Who would do such a thing, right? Again, me being like, I wasn't really naive per se, but I wanted to believe that it wasn't this outrageous. Now, after that, I'm working on my final papers. I'm working on all of that shit because it is, again, it's time to do a lot of like, to basically have like exams, other things like that, right? So I'm sitting there, barbecue sauce on my titties. I'm sitting there. The curtain is there. As per usual, the curtain starts to shake. The sounds are sounding. I can literally, the thing is, when I was typing at night, she would send me messages being like, can you stop typing? I can't fall asleep. This is, just so you guys know, just imagine the average sound level of people fucking. Now imagine the average sound level of somebody typing, right? Just imagine how much of what was going on I could hear whenever they were up to something. Now, you're stronger than me, sis. No, I almost lost my absolute goddamn mind. We had fights. I was like really like, I was telling her everything to her face, but it was, I just didn't have money to move out. So I had to wait until like I get my next semester's loans into my bank account to do anything about this. I was so like depressed about it, and also I was so tired. I had to study so much and do so much while this was happening. They were not letting me sleep. So should have poisoned her food. Girl, you were too nice. No, honestly, at this point, quite literally, quite literally. Um, Abusers always like to skirt around legality to be as harassing as possible and use bigotry to their advantage, but that's so charged. Yeah, Diva. So, can you stop typing? Can you stop slurping, girl? Yeah, no. Anyway, never heard that much pounding in my fucking life. It's like they were doing it on purpose for real. So, one day, and the thing is, at some points, they were so loud that Pika would start crying and barking at the door and crying when she would be sitting on the bed and stuff like that. And I would have to be consoling her. Like, Pika was not into it either, okay? Anyway. One time, they opened the door at night and Pika went in there to, like, ask for food, I guess, or something like that. And I got so offended by that. I literally cried. I was like, you betrayed me. Me being like this with my dog. I was like, I can't even believe it that you would even go to that bitch. Like, why would you even ask her for some food? Like, don't you hear what she does when I try to sleep? When we try to sleep? Anyway, so I'm sitting there, barbecue sauce on my titties, curtain drawn. Curtain is going all in different directions. And then I see this.
Are you ready for this?
This was not an accidental, oh, the curtain started to move so much you could see him. Or the curtain moved away accidentally. No. This man opened the curtain enough to be looking at me while she's bouncing on that dick. Oh god. Ooh. Okay. Oh my god. Actually, I'm not gonna do that. I don't like the sound. I don't think you can. I'm not sure. And also, what would the police even do? Like, I don't know, Diva. I was so horrified. This was like 11:30 p.m. So I grabbed Pika and I just go out and we were just like walking around downtown. So many like drunk, high out of their mind people, obviously people who are like struggling outside and whatever, right? Like they're just like walking around. Some of them try to just talk, which is fine. Some of them are kind of like creepy men who are like trying to talk, and I'm like, I'm just not going home because I'm like, I cannot believe this. I cannot believe this because the thing is, my brother was right. And I was like, no, that can't be right. Because I was like, there's no way there would be this fucking depraved. Because it's not even the exhibitionism, it's the lack of consent, right? So I'm just like, genuinely, I was just like, oh. And by the way, forgot to mention, every single time after they would be like fucking like this, he would come out of the room, like she would go like shower or whatever the fuck. He would come out of the room, and I would be in the living room, obviously, because there's no other place where I could be working on my paintings. And the paintings that I was working on, obviously, this is university level, right? So the paintings are massive. I have to put the painting somewhere. I have to be painting somewhere. So I'm sitting on the floor painting. This mofo would come out every single time after they're done fucking to come talk to me. Like, he would sit down and start having these conversations about life or whatever, about like classes, ask me questions, things like that. While she's like, she comes back into the room, she's like in the room, I guess waiting for him or something. He's talking to me. I'm just sitting there like, I hate everything. I hate everything. This cannot be the reality. And the thing is, I remember I was just like, kind of like telling my brother like, that can't be right, you're so wrong, there's no way they're that depraved that they would do such a thing, because this is genuinely sexual harassment. I don't know, like there's no other way to go about it. And so I'm horrified by this. After this, I don't think we've talked after that. And I was kind of like, I don't know, I was just like, I couldn't even, I think I stayed for a day with one of my friends because I was like, I just can't fucking do it anymore. I just can't. And I remember that I was like calling my bank, being like, asking if I could like take out a loan or something so I could pay to move out. And like, they were like, no. So I was just like sitting there on a bench being like, damn, I'm either homeless or I have to be enduring this until I can find the money to move out. And it was just like, just so horrible, honestly. I fucking hated that. And after, when I moved out, she got to keep the deposit and everything. She basically got $2,500 for sexually harassing me. And then in the summer, I was working 2 jobs, working 60 hours a week. One of them was at Winners, which is, for those of you who are like Americans, it's like TJ Maxx type deal. It's honestly, it looks very much like a sweatshop downstairs where you're sorting the clothes and stuff like that. They time you. They like scream at you like, faster, faster, faster. It's horrible, horrible. It's literally like, honestly, fuck capitalism and fuck the fact that capitalism won in the Cold War is gonna be the death of us. But whatever. I genuinely was like sitting there like, this is disgusting. And I was working 60 hours a week just so I could potentially maybe pay enough of my credit card off, because I had to use it up, right, to afford moving out and doing all that. So I'm not paying crazy fees, because in Canada, there's a flat fee on all credit cards and it's 21%. 21%. I think it's even 25. Wait, let me see. Okay, it's from 20% to 23%. Yeah. Yeah. So I was like working my ass off, and I'm honestly not gonna lie, I think that's when I really pushed my body too far, just working 60 hours a week at 2 jobs, where I think I probably set up the scene for the mutation that caused my cancer, because that was real bad. Like, I was working way too much in really bad conditions. And is that the interest rate or the liquidation cash rate? This is, so the interest rate is 20%, the liquidation cash rate is 23%. There's one bank that sometimes offers you 13%, they say, Scotiabank, but I've never heard any of people that I know having those credit cards at that rate. Everyone I know has to pay 19.9%, which is 20%. My percent is 21%. I know that for us, the percentage doesn't change based on your credit score, but it's like across the board a bad percentage. Anyway, so yeah, Megan is a bitch. She went to Berlin afterwards to like take some kind of seminar in dance or something like that, and obviously did that with my money that she kept from the deposit. Um, while I was slaving away at fucking TJ Maxx. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um, yeah. So, but also, I saw her like next year or like a year later or something like that when I was on the bus, and she dyed her hair black, and she is naturally like a lighter, like a light brown, kind of blonde-ish, like dirty blonde, dark dirty blonde hair, kind of that kind of vibe, and she has blue eyes. So that black looked horrible on her. So there's a silver lining in everything. She looked ass with that black hair. I don't know what to tell you. So, um, therapy speak for real. That's horrible. That's why I'm telling you this, guys, here, because I think it just fits the concept. Can we hex them or can we fix them? Can we hex them? Baby, can we hex it or hex it? Dee 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 dee. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Anyway, yes. This is my curtain story. It is time let me download this boo 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 file. Wait, empty. Is anything in your presentation animated? Can I just download it as a PDF, or is that gonna fuck up the format? Also, people with naturally light hair look like they're balding when their hair starts getting roots above the dye. Exactly. That's exactly what I witnessed, Diva. I think people like them hex themselves just fine. It just happens later in life. I hope so, because technically speaking, I didn't do shit. And I had pretty awful things happen to me. This is not one of them. This is just like, it's like, okay, it was bad in terms of like, yeah, like I had a bad time. But it wasn't like life altering horrible, like getting, you know, cancer diagnosed with it and stuff like that. That was bad. But again, didn't do shit to anybody to deserve that, and yet it's fucking annoying. Life is just like kind of nonsense, honestly. Those people are beyond fixing, I'm afraid. Yeah. If you'd posted that on Reddit back where then you'd have gone so viral on those Ida compilation videos. Literally. God. Sometimes naturally blonde people look good with dyed black hair, but it probably wasn't that case. No, you know, usually people who look good with black hair, if they are naturally blonde, it's those people who are like cool summer or something like that. So when they dye their hair, they become cool winter. Like, some people can pull it off. Most people can't. It's kind of like when people have really jet black hair and they go blonde, half of them are going to look horrible, but or like even more than half, but those people that look good are going to look really good. Fortunately, not the case for her. I would have never imagined that was where the curtain story was going to go. I'm glad her hair was ugly, and I hope she goes bald and cannot pull it off. Exactly. Oh, nothing is animated. Okay, good. Let me download it then. File. Download. PDF document. Only people pure of heart can pull off box dyed black hair. Exactly. You just get it. You just get it. Okay. Here is. Okay. Let me add it in. As per usual. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay. Understanding the ESBs of Nancy Drew universe. Oh, is empty presenting? Or do you want me to present? I didn't ask. I forgot to ask. I was too busy screaming about this whole situation. Whew, it's so hot. Holy fuck. Whew. Nancy Drew universe. Okay. We need this ESB right now. So, understanding the ESBs of Nancy Drew universe. Emotional. What does ESB stand for? Emotional support basement. You know what's up if you've been there for the Waverly Academy. Oh. What is a basement, really? A basement is any floor level of a building that is largely or completely beneath the ground. This is from Wikipedia, so you know it's true. Basement versus ESB. But ESB is not a regular basement, rather an idea, okay, of a secluded place where you take a break while being sure you're not in any danger. As you can see here, the panic room. Okay. So, I propose we look a bit further than the conventional description of a basement. Regular rooms, sewers, sheds, garages, closets. Any secluded space can be an ESB. The ESB graph. So, aesthetic scale and seclusion scale. We go from secluded on the x-axis, we go from secluded on the left-hand side to crowded on the right-hand side. Or on the aesthetic scale, we go from cozy at the very top down to scary, okay? So, everything on the left is ESB territory. Okay. Who does Lisa keep in her ESB? Well, I don't keep anybody in ESBs. I am a good person who doesn't just force people to stay in basements. How about that? I'm not Megan, who's literally fucking crazy. Regarding the aesthetics, okay. While in real life, aesthetics and specifics of a place can and do play a big role, you can't smell, taste, or touch a Nancy Drew location. You can, however, do that to Nicolas Cage from Nancy Drew, The Phantom of Venice. What are we talking about there? Can the trash can be ESB? Jay, yes, of course. Okay. And because the games are mostly old, they do look cozy by default, even if the location in question is covered in God knows what. TLDR, any secluded location, no matter how scary it can look, is an ESB if it doesn't pose a threat. Write that down. Okay? Yeah. Oh, wait. I feel like perchance. Do you think this is a good location for everything? Like, or am I kind of. Or is it too small? Too big? Should I have it here? Should I have it right here and move this? Wait. Why am I doing all that? I don't know. I just feel like it just doesn't look like aesthetically pleasing. Am I wrong? I don't know, Divas. Like the way that I arranged it. Okay, I think this is better. I can lick Nick Cage of Nancy Drew Venice fame. Yes. Yeah, you can. Okay. Will this be on the test? Yes. Yeah. That's like 40% of your grade. Anyway. Let's get back to the point and to examples. So, type 1, an ESB and at its core, okay? So it is secluded and it's cozy. That would be Nancy's bedrooms. Damn! Curse of Blackmore Manor? What the fuck? Are you seeing this? Oh, that looks so good. I want this bedroom. Someone build this bedroom for me, please. From scratch. Anyway, secluded, always cozy, and never scary. It's a bedroom. What else do you need? You can call your friends, order a dinner, giggle and kick your feet on a nice bed. The ideal ESB. Okay? These are top 3 bedrooms. No, seriously, what the hell? I actually love both of them. It's just the top one, that rich blue, just does it for me. You know what I mean? Even though I really love red, it's just scrumptious. Scrumptious. That's what it is. Anyway. Type 2, barely an ESB. Okay? So it's cozy, but it's not secluded, I guess. Example, stereotypical cozy places. Warnings at Waverly Academy, that's the library. God, that library is gorgeous. To this day, I think about her. Same with, well, I don't know about the White Wolf of Icicle Creek, but it does look pretty good. Not as good as Warnings at Waverly Academy, though. The Waverly Academy library just hits. I don't know what to tell you. Like, can we just play Nancy Drew only from now on? Well, we will play another one. Don't worry. Don't you worry. Here we have places where you can't be sure to always be alone. Libraries, lounge rooms, museums, theater, diners, conservatories. These places are usually spacious, but their interior is specifically made to be nice. So we deduct just a bit of cozy points because of their size and their accessibility to random people who aren't you, right? Type 3, an in-between. Not cozy at all, but secluded, kinda. Example, rarely visited spaces. Places. I think this is like a observatory, or not observatory, what is it called? Like a, fuck, I only remember the Russian word for it right now. Mayak, what the fuck is it in English. Damn. You know what I mean. Small. Oh, lighthouse. It's literally in the presentation. Sorry. Small empty spaces, neither scary nor very cozy. A boat, a lighthouse, a mausoleum, diva. A mausoleum, neither scary nor cozy. Okay. Sure. Utility rooms. More of an ESB than the previous example because of their level of seclusion. Type 4. Shouldn't be an ESB, but is an ESB nonetheless. Example. How did she even get there? Danger by design. There's something in that skull's eye. Oh, is that a rose? I thought it was like a piece of paper or something, but no. The Secret of Shadow Ranch. Oh, so we get arrested there. Huh. Have you guys seen those TikToks of people like my toddler, how my toddler would sound if they spoke like that conservative speaker, that conservative commentator. I don't remember his name, but they're like, what are we doing? How do you remember? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Whatever. Scary in real life but cozy in Nancy Drew. Catacombs, sewers, tunnels, jail, elevator shaft, underground hidden bar, secret rooms behind the walls. Mayaka in Finnish for lighthouse? Oh, it's Mayaka in Russian. Anyway, truly cathartic places, if you ask me, the best for when you need to calm down and regain composure. No one will ever disturb you there, for better or for worse. Tucker Carlson, yes, where he's like, so you want to tell me that what did they say? Like, oh, so you want to tell me that I can't poop my pants anymore? Huh. That's how it works now. Something like that. It was like so fucking funny. The End. ESB. I haven't heard that name in years. God, I love this little rat. Where's that rat from? I love this rat. She's so me and I'm so her. You know? There was someone living in the walls and messaged in a haunted mansion? Jesus fuck. What are we doing? What's going on? Huh. Listen, I need to show you that actually. Okay, wait. Oh my god. Stupid ass TikTok always asking me to like connect images to prove that I'm a human. Like, bitch, I just want to watch one singular TikTok. Can you let me live? Anyway, I'm gonna add it in just so you guys can see. One second.
Peekaboo, the game that reframes deception as fun? Huh. Sorry, kids. Mummy's gone forever. Oh, wait, no, now she's back somehow. And you have to accept that as fact. That's the rule now. That's the goal. And I'm supposed to think this is enjoyable? Because I do. I'm laughing harder than when I throw my Paschetti at the walls. Now, it's worth asking yourself, what happens if you put your own hands over... What are we doing? What's going on? Peekaboo, the game that reframes... People wondering how Ethan Slater ended up with Ariana Grande are forgetting like the most cardinal rule of musical theater, which is that the leading lady will always end up. The ruling class wants you to wear a fresh diaper. That's all well and good, but what they don't tell you so that you have to lie there still while they change it. Huh. Why is that not surprising? Suddenly, I'm not allowed to kick around because I'll get my feet in poop poop. Get caca all over the walls. Huh. Sorry, I thought this was America, where we love freedom. Apparently, I just have to lie down here and take it while you put a nice fresh... Ooh, that feels good. The ruling class wants you to wear a fresh diaper.
Okay. That's so fucking funny. Holy shit. um. Okay, I think after this slide is a slide with a clip. Okay. Interesting. Let me download it, Ahmaz. I think it should be. Oh, I'm gonna try to maybe open it in Keynote. Mayhaps that's gonna work. I don't know. Diva. Oh yeah, okay, it's working. This presentation is missing fonts though, sorry, but a lot of it looks good anyway. I hope that's okay. So this presentation is from Ahmaz. Hopefully Ahmaz is here. If not, sorry that we're presenting without you participating. Oh yeah, you're here. Okay. So that one cunty dance clip from Dobrynya Nikitich and Zmei Gorinich. If you guys don't know what that is, it's like it's kind of like Shrek in a sense that it's a comedy, an animated comedy that is for the entire family, but it's made with like Russian myths and stuff like that because or Slavic myths. I'm not sure if it's like specifically Russian. So there's like this clip that went viral. Okay, it has taken over Ahmaz's FYP, and now you all need to see it. And I agree, honestly, very much like essential viewing for everyone. It's a mini deep dive on the dance clip alone because some details I noticed found are really cool. So there's a slide with the clip. Bam. Let's hope I don't get clocked and cocked by the copyright. I don't know about that, but why play cringe? What do you mean? What are you talking about? So that's how it works now? Huh. What are we doing? What's going on? I'm trying to convince sisters to dress up as them. She didn't agree. Well, I was gonna ask the trend started, but not, that'll be too long. Basically, for those of you who don't know what the hell this clip is and why it's important, it's because it went viral with people adding different types of music on top of it. So they're just like busting a move with different music on top of it. Okay. How did I just say ass? Exactly. I think people also need to see the dump truck the grandma from Alyosha Popovich has. Exactly. So, this must be what Russian children are watching now after the bans. I mean, were watching that before the bands. Honestly, this is a mood. That whole fucking cartoon. I need to rewatch it in case there's something that I don't remember that's kind of fucked. But I remember that it was funny as balls. So, okay. Translation and context. Translation: Up on the golden throne they sat, the king, the queen, the prince in a hat, a butcher, a baker, and who are you? And who are you? A big brave messenger with the big shoe. Gag. Oh girls, now that's love. The spinning scene of them from the top. Context: Oddly enough, there is none. The girls never appear in the entire movie before or after this. They only help give information on a single thing by accident and never come back to serve again. So entire context of the movie is not necessary. Yeah, he's just like the knyaz, which is like the prince, I guess, or like the king. The lord is passing by. They still make sequels to these movies. It's now Bogatiri Avengers Endgame Part 67. As long as it's funny, why not, right? Exactly before this scene, the girls are shit-talking the princess's braids, or mainly the redhead, saying that they are extensions. When the blonde one mentions something the prince did, the redhead says, "Oh, girls, now that's love." I know I said no context, but I guess I lied accidentally. Oh no, wait, what? The count, I guess? Yeah, the count. Maybe the count. Yeah. Exactly after this scene, the girls notice the king. They try to change their attitude, acting as if they support his ass. Oddly, something very real and political, disagreeing and mocking political figures, but not in public. Then the redhead starts doubting him in a low-key way. So, dance and body language. Although I don't understand Russian a single bit, the body language gave me enough context and gave me vibes of all the three girls. The redhead is extra gossipy and shitty-ish, but nice to her friends. She knows how to be cunty and how to act and look like a major diva, and also how to deliver a good burn. The blonde one is more involved and very extroverted, I guess. She seems to go with whatever her BFFs, best friends forever, are doing, and she speaks the most. The brunette is introverted and a tiny bit shy. In front of her friends, her dance moves are small and chill, but in clips of her dancing alone, she goes all out and crazy. She still seems caring, and she just wants to be with her girlies. And I got all before seeing the translation. The dance is entirely inspired by Britney Spears. I noticed a few clips. And after a bit of research, I saw more clips inspired by her and a full video, which really helped me because I'm not putting every single screenshot from Britney's music video and comparing them. Oh my god, yeah, literally. Wow. Wow. Okay. Fashion. Quick note, I in no way want to be offensive. I am not Russian. I have no roots, and I'm also stupid and high half the time. So please, if anyone notices I mentioned something wrong, do correct me in a comment or something. I just went to find something that looks both similar and appropriate. This is what I found. Lyudmila Kokoshnik. Originally, I thought that this was the dress they were wearing. Oh, it's like the name of the character, I guess, because it was labeled as dance dress. It looked very similar, but in all pictures, it seemed like they were paired with very decorative headpieces. Oh, okay. And the ones the girls are wearing look basic. The dresses are shorter in comparison to the ones in the video. Yeah, the ones that are in the video are just like this traditional one. Yeah, Varvara. So after a bit more research, I found this one. The sleeves are longer, so it's the dress. So is the dress itself, the headpiece still looks different, but it's a bit more similar to the ones worn in the video. Although these are a bit more detailed, I think that the ones in the video aren't detailed because it's cheaper and quicker to animate. Yeah. But also sometimes people don't wear really elaborate and detailed pieces here either. Like the one that I wore for Maslenitsa was just like a piece of what is it called? Lenta. Empty, help me. It's kind of like not a scarf, but you know what I mean, like the headpiece thing. I don't know if the braid is necessary, but this diva has it, and so do all the 3 other ones in the video. It's common, yeah. I would say that no one wore their hair down. This hairstyle, one singular braid, I believe, is for women that weren't married or something like that. It was something along those lines. Honestly, I don't know why I did my presentation on these 3 divas. I had a Winx idea, which, yes, Winx is more familiar to almost all of us, but I was getting so addicted to these 3 queens. All of them are body tea, and they remind us all that it's okay to just serve cunt for no reason given. But they also have political commentary on how, although we may not agree with political figures, we unfortunately can't do much about it except serve cunt, but that's not gonna help either, so it's okay to shit talk them. I think we can do something, but that's for another day. Thank you for listening. Hope this inspired everyone to serve mega cunt today and every day. That's so true. Also, there's mixing and matching that helps a lot because I was afraid they're commonly paired up. A ribbon, thank you. Varvara is a pretty name. Yeah, my parents were choosing between, because the thing is, an Orthodox priest told them, because the thing is, like, whenever you're born, there's like dates that have like your name birthday, or like name birthdays around your birthday, so you choose a name based on those. Lisa Show, grandma from Alyosha Popovich. My accent gets so much thicker whenever I'm including Russian words when I'm speaking. Okay, I found one picture that's good. For that purpose, I think. Let me add it in. Here. Window capture. Bam. Is it the side view? Yes. Did you want the side view or not? Let me actually find. Damn. How do I look it up on Twitter to find those like those edits? My pronouns are she because I'll never be her. Quadruple cheeked up on a Tuesday. Like, what do people call it in English? Okay, let me look it up this way. But people were, yeah, you can. Um, uh,
Your body like this.
it fits so well. I honestly probably fucked shit up with copyright, to be honest. To be honest, Akmas. I think I'm just gonna hope that it's not gonna be too bad. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. You need that song? I don't know what that song is. There's also a version with Girl Like Me by Pink. Oh, by Pink Panthers. Shit. Damn it. Wait. Mayhaps. Every time I tell people that I used to post them dancing with Hit That Spot by Lisa over it obsessively in 2020 to 2023 before this meme was a thing, they act like I'm crazy till I pull out the proof. Okay, let me let me add this in. That just fits so well.
Your body like this.
Anyone else wants to post?
Baddies everywhere, and my baby, he don't care. He got tunnel vision on me. It's like no.
Stopping the song and making a comment. Keep the stream as academic. Exactly. First of all. Second of all, avoiding the copyright. Or trying to,
When
at
else is
least.
there? Room is at capacity. We running out of air. His hands are so.
This song was Body Do by Chloe. Oh. Okay, so I'm sure someone else posted something somewhere.
that, baby. Tick, 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 boom. Started. Stumbles in the room. Next look to another. Yeah, 'cause they love the money and they want.
Ugh, they didn't line it up well. They should have lined it up better. Me judging the lineups of sound. What do they call it in English? This clip, because usually they have like a name for it, you know, like they come up with a name to address a meme. Do you know what I mean? Zmei. Zmei? Go. Re? Fuck. I must probably spelled it somehow, eh? Zmei Gorinich. Zmei Gori. What the hell is this? Let's maybe do this. Oh! What is going on? Why are there so much like inappropriate shit for this stream? Well, I guess it was just a kiss, but the previous one just got me like full on alert. Alright, so yeah, see, it's not coming up. Did you listen to Nobody's Wife yet? Yes, which is funny because that woman sang all that, but then went on to have like 6 kids and husband and whatever. Strange. I just researched the name of the movie on YouTube and it appeared after a full movie. Damn. Let me see. Maybe I can find it if I look it up like this. What if you search Russian divas? Would that work? Let's see. Someone posted it and said, "This is how Slavic boys turn gay," by the way. This is what turned them gay. Well, and yeah. I'm just looking through to see if anyone like quote tweeted it and like put another version of it, you know? Russian divas, it was just like random shit. But actually, you know what? They came up after like 5 tweets. They came up after 5 tweets of just random shit. Well, someone quote tweeted it and said, "Hope they are on Motomami Deluxe." He can't really come out as Eric. But I mean, you can. Why not? Okay. So no one wants to like quote tweet it with another version? Mm. Mm. For some reason, Cat's Eye comes up when you look up Russian divas. That's news to me. Some music that I've never heard before. Yeah, I can't find it. That's so annoying. Wow. Okay, by the way, update on those people who were like mad at me yesterday. So many of them are like, actually bombing is good because look, like one of them literally quote tweeted me with I said, "Oh, it's proven that that bombing the place you're from to bring democracy there, it doesn't work, right?" And they're like, "No, it's not proven. Imperial Japan, Nazi Germany were bombed. Look at where they are now." You can't say from the river to the sea in Germany without being jailed. What are you talking about? Then someone quote tweeted something else. And they went, "I absolutely support Germans, Japanese, and Serbians who support fucking up their own countries during World War II, Srebrenica. Or Srebrenica, I don't know which one it is. Just because it's my home doesn't mean the people get to commit crimes against humanity unpunished." Yeah. Because it's the people in charge that get bombed. You're right. The fuck? Also, people, it's like, do you bitches not know that Germans were like getting pushed back home? Those mofos weren't home when they were getting all that pushback. Are you new on this planet or something? Same with the Japanese. You never heard of the Imperial Japan? What is going on? These people, and the thing is, so many of them don't live there. It's like, I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. Criticizing a country that you're from when you're not there anymore to be the one who's going to be dealing with the consequences of what you're saying is cowardly. That's why I don't talk shit about Russia as much as I talk shit about where I am currently, like in the West and whatever. Because if I would have been back home, it would have been actually like if I would have been complaining about something about like laws that are passed or about what's going on in the country, it would be me kind of like sticking my neck out. But sitting all the way over here in Canada and yapping while I'm not the one who's going to be getting anything for that is just cowardly. It's just a coward like behavior. I don't understand why that's not clear. Like, you don't even have to understand politics. You don't have to even, you don't have to agree with your government even. Honestly, you don't have to agree with anybody if you don't want to. But saying all that while you're sitting out in a country that actually supports these views, because the thing is, if you're from a country that has a conflict with the West and you are yourself in the West and you say something bad about your country, they are the ones, they're going to actually platform you. They're going to think you're so wonderful. The West is going to absolutely kiss your ass for that because they love it. It does not mean that you're doing anything good. Just because you're benefiting from people mostly honestly dehumanizing people you came from, like, you're not doing it. They genuinely think they're like advocates or something. I mean, genuinely, what is your problem? Because the thing is, I don't even think that you have to be agreeing with any of this shit if you don't want to be, right? You don't have to have the same politics as the place that you're from. You don't have to have the same politics as the place that you're currently in, really. I mean, obviously you would be in, you know, danger if you are disagreeing. Because the thing is, like, I think that for all of us, at least for me, the breaking point was learning everything about Palestine, where I realized how bad this situation is in terms of not being actually able to go anywhere in the West without having to rub shoulders with Nazis and people who enslaved others and stuff like that and never got their comeuppance. Like, I didn't know these things when I moved here. I was thinking of the West in a lot nicer terms, and I felt differently about these countries before I moved here and learned about everything that's been done and everything that's being done. And it's just really strange to see people who moved here and they're like, yes, oh my God, fucking bomb them. And it's like, you don't have to agree with what the government does back home to still not wish random bombings. Like, how is killing 168 girls in a middle school or an elementary school going to help whatever you think is supposed to happen back home? I just don't get it. This is just so, like, it's really depressing, honestly, seeing them saying all this. I'm like, ugh, where's your empathy? Just a little bit of empathy, dude. It's the same thing as people bringing up gay rights in Palestine. Whenever you say that Palestine shouldn't be bombed or shouldn't be taken over by Israel and stuff like that. How is that even, like, what are you talking about? Obviously, I feel like I never talk much about Pali, which makes me look anti, but as someone who has Palestinian roots, it's so normalized for me to a point where talking about it with people who disagree feels stupid because some excuses are way too low. All are stupid, but the bar only goes lower. I mean, the thing is, like, it's like, genuinely, I think that they don't understand that for example, in America right now, there are concentration camps. ICE camps are literal concentration camps. By your logic, by the Western logic, are we supposed to just go and bomb them? Is that gonna fix it? Like, just think about what you're suggesting, because the thing is, it's the same thing. For some reason, they cannot reverse it to themselves. It's like they have this weird disease that nobody else in the world has, where they cannot reverse it to their condition, to their state. If we would have been treating you the same way as you're treating those other states, right? As someone like in Canada, should we go to our prime minister and be like, you know what, let's drop some bombs on Americans just to make sure that they stop with the ICE centers? Would that fix it? No, right? Because it would only make the situation more drastic, more desperate. A lot more people are going to be in such peril that they would be getting, they would be very vulnerable for people who are exploiting others to do something fucked. Do you know what I mean? You say, in quotations, you say free Palestine when your pronouns are they, them. You wouldn't last a day there. Are you suggesting anyone can last a day there with what's happening? Exactly. I just don't understand this conversation at all, to be honest. And also, it's just, it's erasing the fact that, for example, being gay is not a cultural thing. It's a thing that naturally occurs. It just happens. People are just born gay, and they would be born gay anywhere. You can't just like be like, it's like not allowed, like, you know. So obviously there wouldn't be any gay population, or if they are there, we should just bomb them until what? Until there's nobody left there? What is happening? It's just so beyond me to be this fucking like. And the thing is, again, I have said this before. I have very leftist views, and that includes fighting for women's rights, right? The LGBTQ plus rights, things like that. But that does not mean that it means that places in the world, because the thing is, America has been so backwards thinking for so long, especially when Soviet Union was around and they were against Soviet Union. They were so much more backwards thinking than Soviet Union was. But we're not even suggesting these things because it sounds crazy to us, right? Because we see each other as humans, huh? So like those countries that are smaller, that are not superpowers, we don't see them as human or something. Like, what is going on? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you can't just go in and do shit like that and think that it's going to give people space to live. And also the audacity of bringing up Srebrenica or Srebrenica. I don't know how it's pronounced in the local language. It's just, you can be culturally gay according to Bisistance Harasser. Don't even. I mean, the thing is, I understand what she means. Or not what she means. I understand what some gay people mean when they say that, you know, because what they mean by that is that they are familiar, they watch shows that are just like liked by the community or something like that, right? Or they listen to music that's popular in the community, even if it's not made by someone who's LGBTQ plus, whatever. Oftentimes there are tastes that overlap, which I get. But that, okay, so it's Chirica, okay. Srebrenica. So the audacity of bringing Yugoslavia into this conversation when they were the ones who funded the fall of Yugoslavia. When they came, the Westerners, it was Italians, I think French and British, who came and were paying money, upwards of 90K. Upwards of $90,000 to shoot people during the 1990s war, which they literally called human safaris. And they are bringing this up. Go fuck yourself, actually. How about you do that, actually? How about that? Genuinely, some people on the internet, and the thing is, with a lot of them, I saw, like, they were, like, talking about, like, VPNs and whatever, and I'm like, I know how a VPN works, and I know that, yes, you, the thing is, it can be manipulated. Both of us know that. Like, when they were coming back to me and being like, yeah, it says that I'm from Germany because I'm using a VPN. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I can see that with all people who use VPNs. The same goes for people. Like, I have to use VPNs to talk to my parents. And they, like, not my parents, my family. And they keep on, this is so ridiculous. They keep coming back and being like, you don't even have to use VPNs. I just told you. Are you dumb? Are you stupid? Are we on stupid hours? I genuinely don't understand. Sometimes I'm worried. I hope that this is just an online thing, because I'm worried for this state of affairs. I'm worried that people are genuinely ridiculously stupid recently. Like, they have gotten worse. And there's always been stupid people, especially if you make things online and you get responses from people sometimes and you're like, holy shit. But it's like another level, I feel like. Many of them were like, why are you even bringing up bombing? And I'm like, because you're responding to my original tweet that mentioned it. They genuinely don't know what they're even responding to. I think it's kind of similar to many other niche things online where they have their own Discord servers, they have their own Telegram rooms, whatever, chat rooms, whatever they're called, where they basically just go, oh, here's the link, let's go like each other's responses, let's like attack this person or whatever. And there's only like 30 of them, but they kind of specifically go after people like this. I don't know. It's really gross. It's really gross having absolutely no empathy for people who you come from. Do you think, like, if you came from there must be more people like you, don't you think? And even if not, like, people are still people. You can't just think, oh, they all need to be murked. I don't understand. This is so weird. Whatever. So many Nazis too. They like come in, they're like, well, look at Japan and Germany. Look how great they are now. Great. Japan ranking in like 100 something out of 140 countries in terms of women's equality to men and their rights, and you're calling them great? I know everything I need to know about you now, bitch. Like, what is going on? Anyway. At first, I thought they replied to you instead of someone because their response was absurd. I genuinely don't know. Me 3. I promise I won't get political tonight. Me 3 drinks later. Shit. Damn it. I swear. Okay, you know what? Last thing we're going to cover today is another stupid ass bitch that I can't stand. And it is Cat in the Hat. Okay? Sorry for screaming. I'm sorry for screaming. It's just, I hate that mofo so much. I don't know. It's just something about him pissed me off since I was a baby, okay? Since I saw that movie when I was a kid, it was the same reaction as I had, well, similar reaction as I had to Stuart Little. I think he actually pissed me off more than Stuart Little, which, I mean, you have to try to get to that point because I just dislike Stuart Little so much already. That fucking class traitor, that little bitch that can speak to humans but won't tell them that cats can communicate just as intelligently as he can, but not in human. Yeah. So, I just want you to see this, because the thing is, I was going to make a presentation, but then I saw this compilation and I was like, oh, you know what, actually, yeah, all of you need to see this compilation. Sorry to say. Someone has to. Someone has to look at this garbage with me. That's so interesting. I only learned about Cat in the Hat in my 20s, but sadly, I didn't finish the movie. Really? Dude, it was on STS all the time. All the time. Just like Stuart Little. One of my other nemesis. Same as Mr. Krabs. I couldn't stand Mr. Krabs as a kid. I thought he was such a little bitch. Every single time he showed up on my screen, I wanted to shoot that mofo. Okay. You're a furry? Now? Since when? Since you started drawing it? What do you mean? Now my voice literally quivering, quaking from this. Anyway, let me show you. Get ready. It is nightmare fuel.
There's nothing faster than slow. That's backwards. It makes no sense. Look at you. Ow. They'll never find us here.
Scream and run.
Okay, is this loud enough? Lisa has been hating on red greedy men since she was a baby. Genuinely. Dude, I was born believing that shit. That pure hatred of the bourgeois class. No, you should draw it. They are very nice. But I'm just confused and surprised since when you have started to identify as one. Oh my god, The Fifth Element, bitch. Every 2 business days they were playing The Fifth Element. And it pissed me off. Actually, it pissed me off. You know why? Because that mofo, the main guy, it's Bruce Willis or whatever his name is. I could not stand the way that he was like fawning over her in like a sexual way when she's like a baby. I remember it like immediately I was just like feeling so eked out. I was like, wait, she speaks like a child. Like I'm 8. She speaks like a 2-year-old. Maybe 3 at best. And he's like all hot and bothered. I was like, he looks at her like he wants, like I didn't think hot and bothered. I thought, oh, he looks like he wants to marry her, or he wants to like, he's like in love with her in a romantic way, and it was grossing me out. But I didn't like think like, oh, he's hot and bothered. It was more like, isn't she acting like a baby though? Like, ooh. Anyway, is it loud enough? Oh yeah, sound is okay. Okay. Boo. Okay. Get ready, divas.
Never find us here.
Scream and run.
Who is this? Oh.
That's my mom.
Awkward.
Did you see? Yes, she was always naked, and I was like, that seems like very not entirely naked, but she had those like pieces of fabric wrapped around her, and I was like, that does not seem like a good outfit for all that activity. And I know you'd pop a titty. I know it'd pop out. You know? Anyway, yeah, this pisses me off to like no end, actually. Is it loud enough? Because to me, this video is really quiet. I feel like maybe it's quiet for you guys too, or is it good? Not me freaking out about it for no fucking reason. You already said it's okay. This moment pisses me off because like he got like a double chub, not maybe even triple. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised. And it's like, do we have to? Do we have to go for that? Do we have to animate, erect his hat and tail. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Who is this? Oh.
That's my mom.
Awkward.
Well, there are two treatments I'd recommend. One is a series of painful shots injected into your abdomen and kneecaps. And the other involves a musical number. Me, 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 meow.
How many shots?
she's so real.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret, okay?
Nobody likes a suck-up.
Hello, I'm so excited!
I'm so excited.
Wait a minute, did you say anything? Anything.
Anything?
Yes, anything.
Anything?
Anything.
Anything? I'll get you, and I'll look like a bloody accident.
Then place it in a conventional oven. Did you just say minutes away? That's impossible! You're not just wrong, you're stupid. Now wait just a minute.
And you're ugly, just like your mum.
Did you just call my mother ugly?
Shut up. I mean it. I will end you.
Dirty hoe. I'm sorry, baby, I love you.
Come on, cat.
Something like that really burns my eye.
You mean like at Universal Studios? Cha-ching. Turn it over. This is nothing.
Diva, if anything, I'll just cut it out. If anything. Mike Myers? No, this is genuinely scary. Exactly! Just why? Kids movie? Exactly. Why is this a kids movie where he's like, you dirty hoe? I'm sorry, baby. Let me wake out with you. Straight people, jail. Straight people need to go to jail and then work their way out of it, because what do you mean? You just put that in a children's movie? Like, gays can't peck. They can't even peck because it's so inappropriate, apparently. But having this is okay. Okay. Ray. Gulag for the straights. Gulag for the straights. Gulag for the straights. Seriously, what the fuck? Stuart is worse because before you told me how fucking sneaky he was, I didn't notice. See? The dirty hoe, not him comparing women to an object he plays and controls. Don't even start with me. Don't even start with me. Thank God I haven't seen Cat in the Hat. No, seriously. Like, just saying. Fifth Element is genuinely garbage, just a vehicle to sexualize 19-year-old Mila, and making her behave like a baby says a lot about society. She was 19? She was 19? No, that's so sad. God. The West, stop exploiting Eastern European Girls Challenge. Failed every time. Lisa, today's horror day with the curtain story and this. I know, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And you know what? You know what? I have a video on this, but may chance I should make a therapy speak episode on it. I'm not sure. You guys let me know, but mayhaps I should make an episode on Mort from Madagascar and how crazy his lore is. Because I feel like even though there's so many, like there's videos that covered it, there's my video that covered it, I feel like people still don't know. I hate this whole sexy baby trope. It's genuinely disgusting. Yeah. Yeah, also, I was supposed to do the masculine outfit presentation for today, but then my assistant was like, oh my god, that's like my whole thing. And I was like, okay, so do you want to do it? She said yes. She was like, well, if we do it today after 6. And I was like, I have a board meeting, I can't do it after 6, Diva. She said, okay. I said, how about we do it next week or Saturday or something? She said, well, actually, I have so many things still scheduled for July. Maybe Saturday, but I'll be in LA working. But I think I might not be on set specifically on Saturday. And I'm like, oh my god, Diva, just tell me already. Like, oh my god, yes. Oh, that character is insane. Exactly. No one ever knows. No one usually knows just how crazy Mort is. And I wish people knew, because it's like an insane level of crazy, okay? Just saying. Oh my god, you guys. Like, literally sweating because it's so fucking hot. Remember how Therapy Speak was a show with my assistant? Exactly! Empty. Like, you see how she treats me? Do you guys notice how she treats me? Yeah. Just absolutely crazy. Like, I just don't understand, like, started this whole show because of her. And then she went, ee. I saw this one TikTok which called out all the people that say he's gonna break a lot of hearts, or daddy's got his work cut out for him with her, to 2 to 5 year old kids. That sexy baby comment reminded me of this TikTok. Oh yeah, I literally a few days ago was telling my mom, I was like, I fucking cannot stand when people look at 2 kids who are like 3 years old or some shit, and it's like a boy and a girl, and they're just like playing together, and they're like, oh my god, isn't your girlfriend? I'm gonna shoot you. How about you stop fucking sexualizing kids? How about that? Ho? Ridiculous. Persistent, don't forget about us. Exactly. I have more do you mean therapy hours, or because it's the pay hours? I don't know what that means. Yeah, don't be a dad that went out for milk by assistant. I can't. Okay, therapy hours. Okay, good. It's just ridiculous. My assistant corked us up with this show and left us hanging for straight assistant. And left us hanging for straight assistant? You should get a coffee slushy, honestly. Omar, you can pick any kind of assistant you want. If you want gay assistant, if you want straight assistant, if you want... I don't know. Any other assistant, honestly. Dude, growing up, my neighbor's mom used to make me kiss her son goodbye before leaving. Cute assistant. Damn, coffee slushy sounds so good right now. I know, right? The mom was weird as fuck though. Like, she used to walk into my mom's house without knocking. I don't get it. What the fuck? Lesb assistant? They them assistant? Slay assistant? Whichever assistant you want, Omar, honestly. Sorry I was late with that comment. No, it's never too late to say something about that sick bastardry. Which assistant? Which assistant? Well, not Omar. Omar doesn't really... Witch is not his thing, I don't think. At least not the WITCH variety. How many assistants does Lisa have? Officially only one, and she's horrible at her job. She doesn't show up. She just doesn't show up. That comment was an addition to the weird adults making kids be boyfriend, girlfriend, dating. Exactly. God, I just fucking hate that so much. You don't even get it. Like, I think someone was telling me about, like, my nephew. Like, cousin's son, right? So, they were like, oh my god, he's got, like, this wife at his school or whatever. They're like, or like, whatever. And I'm like, ugh, you guys make me sick. Genuinely sick. Gays are too much for you, but fucking kids having wives and husbands when they're like 7 years old is adorable to you? Sickos. Consistent. Omar, we need to put him on WTCH. Exactly. I avoid assistant. I mean, seriously. I miss Witch. Assistant to the regional manager. We love Go Assistant anyway. God, are you guys... Yeah. Right. I remember one dude calling my sister his little fiance. Ugh. Sick. Absolutely fucked up, honestly. Like, ew. Oh, what the hell? Oh. Anyway. God, it's so fucking hot. I hate it. I don't even remember my assistant's face anymore. He was almost like 30.
Girlfriend, stop! Get back in the car!
Make it stop.
Do you by chance have a gun I could borrow?
I want to jump off a cliff after hearing that. Like... Ew. Imagine something so bad Lisa plays all her audios, literally going through my entire soundboard, bitch. I keep forgetting to set it up, the fucking sound thing. Anyway, you guys, good times. Hope you guys are having. I still want Are You on Crack from Uptown Girls. Oh, yeah. I was like, what the hell are we talking about? I keep waiting for the sound thing. I wonder how it'll go. Yeah, I need to just like remember to actually fucking do it. I keep forgetting. I should go. I have to finish getting ready for this stupid ass meeting today. God, divas, I just want to be paid for something properly, so I could just like at least have some days off, or like, I don't know, live a little. Fucking hell, like just working all the time, nothing else. Anyway, hope you guys are having a good day, a good Wednesday. Hope your week is going well. And if not, I'll get them
Do you by chance have a gun I could borrow?
and I'll deal with them. All right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. See you soon.